Today's video is a perfect display of how our modern judicial system in the United States of America is broken and continues to be broken. We look at our prisons and we see people who had maybe 1 ounce of weed on them sentenced to 15 years in prison. Our money goes towards paying for those prisoners. Our taxes. We have people with very minor drug infractions, again, weed being one of them, sentenced to years and years in prison over things that now we have states that have legalized the use of marijuana. And yet here today, again, is how broken, this is a display of how broken our judicial system is. It just is, something like this hasn't happened recently. I'm shocked that this happened modern day right now, because I feel like our judicial system was fucked up in, earlier in 2000, but this is 2017. You'd think we would have progressed a little bit with giving somebody a fair trial, a fair equal treatment, especially when they commit manslaughter. Now, for those of you who don't know about this story, roughly 2 years ago, Michelle Carter encouraged and actually helped her boyfriend commit suicide. There are text messages that have been shown to see the horrible fucking things that she sent her boyfriend. Just truly cruel, brutalizing comments that I can't believe anybody who would be in a relationship with somebody else would even say to someone. But not only that, this is a woman who, when he was in his car, ready to kill himself, talked to Michelle, the girl, and they spoke for 2 hours, and she explained to him how he's a pussy, how he's just not gonna do it, how he's just saying it, that he needs to just to fucking do it, and ultimately led to the death of her boyfriend. As many of you guys know, I'm a very big advocate for mental health, and when somebody is struggling with depression, when somebody is going through actual suicidal tendencies, and for you to encourage them to kill themselves, you are truly an evil, despicable, nefarious piece of goddamn shit. And she only got 2.5 years in prison, folks. Yeah, the judge, 2.5 years in prison for manslaughter. And yet people are still in prison right now for a goddamn 1 ounce of weed for fucking 15 years. And I don't like talking about sexism, but this is a clear indication that that the judicial system still favors women. This is not an issue of feminism or anything like that. This is an issue of actual equality, of a woman not being sentenced. And that what sickens me is, we all know, you and I both know for a matter of fact, that if this was a guy, calling his girlfriend on the phone saying, come on, you fucking worthless bitch, you fucking cunt, kill yourself, come on, do it, and talked his girlfriend into committing suicide and she killed herself, you know for a fact that he would most likely get life in prison, or at least 15 years, 20 years, with no possibility of parole. We know that would happen, because it's been shown, for the most part, in almost all cases, that women get lesser sentences for doing the exact same crimes a man would do. And this needs to stop. How we're gonna stop it? I don't know. I don't have any solution here, but this is an injustice to people who are truly evil, to people who are truly criminals, to people who truly want to hurt other people and contribute to taking their lives. And we reward it with a 2.5 year prison sentence. It is mind-blowing to me. And yeah, social media is blowing the fuck up over this, and rightfully goddamn so. This isn't some little YouTube comment, go kill yourself type of shit, trolls on the internet. This is someone who actively participated and wanted them to kill themselves, realistically, with evidence, and this went to trial, and rightfully so it went to trial, because she is guilty of manslaughter. Why can't we just view manslaughter if someone kills somebody, and we just set a rule for if they kill someone with the intention of hurting them and murdering them and doing whatever they possibly can to hurt them, and they end up dying, that we just say, whether they're a woman, whether they're a man, they're the exact same prison sentence. So, manslaughter, 20 years in prison, something like that. Why can't we just equally distribute? There shouldn't be any flexibility. Okay, I really believe there shouldn't be any flexibility when it comes to manslaughter. if it's intentional. I don't know how judicial systems work and judges and trials work in terms of manslaughter, but if we make a fucking goddamn written rule that if a man kills someone with the intention of killing them, or a woman, and we just say equally, this is the exact same sentence we get on both genders, it will completely eradicate this issue of blatant sexism and women getting lesser sentences because they're a woman. And what amazes me even more is that this girl talked to him for 2 hours instead of calling the police saying, hey, my boyfriend is suicidal like most calm, rational people would fucking do who knows how to have any sort of empathy or sympathy towards someone who's struggling, instead of encouraging him to kill himself. And the strangest thing of all is that there are people defending Michelle Carter. I don't understand how. I don't understand how any reasonable person, if you've seen the text that she's written, you know what she's did, how can you justify and defend this girl and say that she didn't do anything wrong by encouraging her boyfriend to kill himself instead of calling the police? How can you support that? Like, if there's people who legitimately defend her, and there are, on Twitter at least, you're a sick, twisted fuck just like she is. Oh, but Mr. Repzion, words can't kill. To an extent, I agree with you. Words shouldn't be something that people let affect them to such a degree that they kill themselves. However, this scenario is different. This is just not a matter of words. This is someone trying to get them to harm themselves intentionally. This isn't some kill yourself joke one-time text. This was a process to where when he got out of the car to walk away from not killing himself, she demanded that he gets back in the car and fucking be brave. People who are struggling need help, not encouragement to let their illnesses destroy them. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Leave a comment down below letting me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is this an injustice of a sentence? I believe it is. If you like what I do, if you like what I talk about, feel free to check out my Patreon, my Discord. All my other links are linked down below. Patreon is what I primarily use as an income now since YouTube is officially dead. Like, legitimately dead in terms of revenue now. So any help, any contribution to my Patreon will greatly help me to continue to make content like this up until and through 2018, depending on where the year goes. And depending on how bad YouTube actually gets.